Hi there, and Happy New Year. It's so nice to be back doing this. I actually missed doing it over my holidays, but I have had an awesome long summer holiday with my family, so I'm very grateful for that, but I'm really actually happy to be back here with you. So this is my Lunchtime Webinar Series, and today we're going to be talking about ways that you could kickstart your business in 2017. Or at any stage throughout the year, of course. So one of the things I find is that people come back or get into the end of January and the beginning of February, and they start to think to themselves, I really want this year to be different, and I know that it can be better, but already it's starting out the same, and that can be a little bit of negative self-talk that you need to do what you can to stop and to take stock and to keep moving forwards. Now, I've been doing this in my own business, so I got to thinking I should share some of the processes that I've been through, particularly in the last few months. So just a little bit about me. My name's Kate McCormack, and I am a business and marketing strategy consultant. I have had my own business now for 3 years, and I've been very privileged to work with some amazing people on their own businesses. The thing that I love is about helping people achieve success and the different ways that they can do that, because everyone is so different, and I absolutely love the variety of the work that I get to do. Marketing and branding strategy is absolutely my zone of genius. It's something that I could talk about doing every single day, all day, every day. Actually, sometimes I do, much to some people's delight. I live in Melbourne in Australia with my husband and my 3 gorgeous children, particularly gorgeous now that they're back at school. Only joking. So slowly but surely I'm trying to build a balanced life. Now, I don't often achieve that. I can't pretend, but it's something that I am working towards. Better balance every day. Hope and a growth mindset are something that are ever present in my life, and that's not always easy. I can promise you it's not always easy, but it is something that drives me forward and motivates me every day. I would love for you to approach the webinar today with a beginner's mindset. So, there are things in here that I'm going to talk about that you will already have heard. The thing about having a beginner's mindset is to keep an open mind to the way that I'm talking about it with you. So it may be something that you have heard 5 times before from someone else, but the way that I go through this with you today might trigger some thinking in you. So please just keep an open mind, have that beautiful beginner's mindset. Keep listening. So what we're going to talk about today is just a brainstorm. I'm going to brainstorm many things that I can think about that I've done myself in my business and that I've worked with other people on their businesses, things that can help you really up-level and kickstart things for the next year. And this is something that you can go through at any stage. It doesn't just have to be the beginning of the year, of course. And we are going to touch on whether or not your mindset is where it needs to be to actually experience this growth and transformation that you are longing for in your business. Okay, so I'm grateful that you're here. I'm happy that you're here because I do feel like a combination of building my own business and all the work that I've done with my own clients does give me a very unique insight into what you need to do to make this work. I know it works because I recommend it to my clients and I use it myself. So look, when people talk to me about up-leveling and growing their businesses or even just evolving their businesses, some of the questions I get asked are, I know there's more opportunity, but I just don't know how to make it happen. Or a big one is, well, what do I need to focus on to actually get that growth? And another one that's fairly consistent is why can't I just keep doing what I'm doing? Why isn't what I've done in the past working as well as it has before? And also, who do I need to help me with this? And I understand that it can be completely overwhelming. No matter what kind of support you have, no matter what size your business is, whether or not you are a business owner, whether or not you are managing the strategy, the marketing strategy for a larger business, I get that it can be overwhelming. And look, I'm not here to pretend that I do everything perfect in my business. I too am on the path of evolution. as some of you may know about. It's new and exciting times, and I'm going to share with you some of the processes that I've been through. Today, I just really want to arm you with some tools and some thoughts and some thinking that could help you achieve and create growth in your own business. At the end of the call, if you want to know more about how we can work together, great. If not, just sit tight and let's jump into this. So what I really want to say here is that no matter what I go through today, all of it's going to be meaningless unless you actually want to take action, unless you're willing to take action. So the results that you get, you all know this, but just as a reminder, the results that you get are going to be a direct result of the action that you take. It's that simple. So let's talk about, first of all, what you might be experiencing. So what the problem might be. I think for a lot of people, it's that you know that you're on the verge of something bigger or better, or even just different when it comes to your business. You've already experienced success in your business, but you want this year to be bigger and better. At the moment, it's just starting out the same and you want it to change. So you don't really know where to start, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming at this point. What I want to say to you is that it's all about pulling the right levers for your business, about working out what the smartest and the most effective way to take the next step is. It's not about actually trying to change everything at once. That's just not needed. It's not possible, and that's when you move into that state of overwhelm that can find you actually quite stuck in doing, well, not much at all to make any of those changes. What you need to do is find the 2 or 3 most impactful parts of your business and focus your energy and time on those. So look, I just want to tell you a little bit about the journey that I've been on in the last few months myself, because it might help you to relate, and just to demonstrate to you really that I know how it can be. When I first launched my business, actually for real, a couple of years ago, I focused on business coaching and working with women, and was attracting a lot of women in that very startup stage of their business. And I loved it. So my ideal clients were female entrepreneurs, and I've been really privileged to work with some amazing women and experience some awesome success with them, right along with them, which has been fantastic. So the first few years of my business were fantastic. My business was growing quickly. I had a steady stream of clients, and the 3 days that I had to work were full to the brim. I thought it was great, and I was very happy. But last year, that really changed for me. So at the beginning of the year, so this time last year, I felt a little bit unsettled about what I was doing, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. My youngest little guy had gone to school. You can see the picture, nice school picture here from last year, in pride of place in my office. And I thought I would have all the time in the world just to keep doing what I was doing, to do more of what I was doing. I was going to grow the business doing that. It was really time for that exponential growth in my business that I had wanted, because I personally am not one of those mums who was able to do much work with a whole lot of little people around, and I admire anyone who can, but that wasn't me. I just didn't feel that great about it, and it took me a long time to work out why. So I had to reassess everything. And once I realized what I was really wanting and then actually accepted the answer, things started to evolve and feel better. So look, a word of warning here that you might be able to relate to. Even though I knew pretty quickly what I wanted to do, I resisted it, and I persisted in trying to make it work the way that it was. Well, you can guess how that went. Look, it just didn't flow. The flow in my business wasn't there anymore. And yes, it was mindset. Yes, it was attitude. Yes, it was, a whole lot of stuff that I really needed to move past. I think it took about 6 months for me to acknowledge it myself, and then it took about 4 months for me to actually tell anyone about it. So that's not ideal. Don't do that. I just wanted to share that story with you. I think part of my problem was that I thought that I had to make it work the way that it had been in the past. Now, it's hard to accept sometimes when you are in your own micro business that you don't actually want things to be the way that they were. I thought that if I changed it up too much, that it would look like I had failed. So even though I had experienced success in my business, last year it wasn't the same for me, and it was because I wanted to change, but I was resisting that change. I thought I had to keep doing what I was doing, and that to change would look like I had failed. Once I accepted that that was ridiculous, because I work with people and coach them through this myself, and of course it's important that businesses evolve and grow. Just for some reason, I didn't think that that was the right thing for me to be doing. So once I accepted it and, you know, felt okay about it, I've been able to start moving forward. The reason I'm sharing this with you is that it took me a while to work out what was going on, and I had to reassess everything. So obviously I have had a strategy for my business, and I thought that it was okay. But by looking at everything, I realized pretty quickly that looking at every single aspect of my business, so how it was personally affecting me. One of the big changes that I have made is that I want to move more into consulting, and I want to work with larger businesses, and that will take me back into teams of people, because that's one of the biggest things I was struggling with last year, was working a lot of the time alone at home. And that's not really the person that I am. And whilst that had worked for me previously, it wasn't working for me anymore. All my kids were at school. I had a whole lot of time, and it just didn't make me happy. It didn't make me happy. And previously it had been awesome. So I have got to make this change, and it's a great thing. It's already becoming really exciting. And I still get to do things like this that I love. I want to do more and more of. But just know that to identify, you know, where real growth and evolution and up-leveling comes from, it's important that you look at every single aspect of your business. And that might actually be a very personal thing, as it was with me, or it could be any number of things. So let's get into that. Now, I've got to say, you know, it is pretty simple. I did take the time to stop and assess and really become quite introspective about what was going on with me and my business, and you have to do the same. So don't tell me that you don't have time. You need to make the time to focus on strategy, and you need to allocate the resources to do it, and you will reap the rewards. There's no two ways about it. Considered, smart, strategic and planned changes for growth are not only possible, but they're great. They lead to more revenue, more satisfaction, and more abundance in your business, and of course your life, which is what we want as well. So look, some of the mistakes that I see people making when they're at this stage: they want to up-level their business, they want to evolve their business, they just know that they need to change something. You may not even yet know why. Mistake number one, look, people will often say, I shouldn't have to change my business model to create greater success. I should just do more of the same. Sometimes that will work for you, but a lot of the time it won't. And there are lots and lots of reasons for that we can get into a little bit later. Mistake number two, I just need to work more to make more money. No, don't fall into that trap. That's not the goal here. That's not the goal here. It doesn't matter what size your business is. Now, I'm not saying we don't all need to work damn hard, because we do, but to grow your business, you shouldn't be aiming to work twice as many hours, because that's not the goal. That's not the goal. That's not what we want. Number three, mistake number three, as the owner of the business, I need to be across everything. I need to stay in control. My team needs me. Ego, maybe something. There's a lot in that, but it's a very common mistake. It's not helpful. And also, no, you don't need to be across everything. Mistake number four, I know there's more, but I just don't think I've got the energy to do all of that extra work. Well, if you haven't got what it takes, then maybe that's an issue that you need to consider. Mistake number five is having a fixed or a scarcity mindset. Mindset, mindset, mindset. We're going to talk about it. You know I love it. And it is just as crucial as any strategic piece in your business if you are looking to grow and evolve. Right now, I'm going to just brainstorm a whole lot of thinking and a whole lot of things that I've done myself in the last 6 months and worked with clients on who have been through this process themselves. Number one thing that you need to do right now is take a day out and plan. Now, if I was you, I would do this with somebody else. So if you are a micro business owner, don't try and do it on your own, because you're not going to get the best results. You can't brainstorm and bounce ideas off yourself in the mirror. It's not fun, and it really doesn't work. And if you are a larger business and you are in charge of strategy or marketing, make sure that you bring on board all the key stakeholders, and make sure they sit down, take stock. You probably, with that size business, already have a strategy in place. But if you have already identified that there is room for growth, that you are not 100% sure where it's going to come from, but there is an opportunity in the marketplace, stop now and reassess. Have a look, do some planning, work with those people. Set goals and objectives that are actually achievable. Now, this is so simple, and I know it's really basic, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't have stretch goals or objectives. You should, but you don't want to fall into the trap of setting unrealistic goals and not achieving them, and either you or your team of people feeling flat and disappointed when that doesn't happen, because that's not motivating, unfortunately. So accountability. Now, this one's probably more relevant to those people in much smaller businesses, but it's also relevant if you are in a larger business. So making sure that you have the right mentor, making sure that someone around you, either external to the business or internal to the business, actually is holding you accountable for those things that you want to achieve. Obviously, with larger corporates, this is happening. This is happening in many, many ways. But in smaller businesses, it can be something that is not necessarily focused on. And simply by making sure that you are accountable and that your team is accountable, and knowing that you're working towards those common goals, you can actually change many, many aspects of your business and achieve a lot more. Self-leadership. Now, I'm really, really passionate about this. If you want to grow your business or change any aspect of your life, then you need to master this. You have to embrace the concept of self-leadership. It is the thing, the one big thing that will take you to wherever you want to go. That is a topic that I'm really passionate about, so I could talk about that for hours, and I won't do that right now because I'm trying to keep these lunchtime webinars to 30 minutes so that you can watch them in your lunch break. But think about it. Think about self-leadership. And look, there's a whole lot here about also being kind to yourself and to your team. Reward and recognition, all of that is really important at this time of year, because, you know, we get to the end of the year and we celebrate and we have our Christmas parties. What are you going to do this year to make sure that you are going to be rewarded for the amazing achievements that you have, or that your team is going to be rewarded? Have a think about that. Forget about yesterday for now and focus on now. Yes, there are learnings from the last 12 months or the last 3 years in your business that you can take to move forward. If you're finding that taking action is something that you are struggling with, then just start now. Just do one small thing to start to build the momentum. And I don't mean the day-to-day business as usual. I mean one thing that's different that's going to take you to where you want to go. And look, if you know that your strategy is watertight and that your team is doing the right thing, or that you personally are doing the right thing in your business, and yet you still feel that there is opportunity that's being missed, or that this year is not heading in the direction already that you want it to, then work out what on earth is stopping you. If you are already slipping into a familiar and unwanted pattern of maybe, say, procrastination, maybe self-sabotage, maybe resistance, then please work out why you are doing this. Mindset, and mindset alone, is one of the biggest killers of business. You know, I could get really fired up about this, but I won't. I want to say this to you. Life is way too short for your imagination to get in the way of your success. So just step out of your own way, start thinking that it's going to be amazing, and whatever you have to do to get there, then do it. the other thing I want to say to you is consider this. Maybe you need to ditch it. So maybe in your business, there's something that you've been hanging on to and trying to make work, but you realize actually you don't want to do it anymore. It's not working for you. It's not bringing you the revenue that you thought it would, or it's just something that you need to move past. So there's this amazing concept of creative destruction that I absolutely love. And it is about creating new products and services that actually obliterate your previous offer. Apple do it beautifully. They're a wonderful example of this. So embrace creative destruction in your own business. Take responsibility. Take responsibility always, but if at this time of year you're feeling that sensation that you know that there's more, but you're not quite sure how to get there, you're the only person who can work out how to do it. You are. Get the help that you need, work with the right people, you know, make the changes that need to be made. Make a commitment. Just make a commitment. I had a really interesting session last night at my gym, and the coach, the PT, was talking about a new initiative that they've got, and he said something that was really interesting to me, super simple and so true. When he asked people if they were going to do it, he said, don't say to me, yes, maybe. You either commit or you don't commit, but don't tell me maybe. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It really resonated with me. So when I was asked if I was going to do it, I said yes. I said yes. That commitment made me feel really, really good. And instead of walking around saying, oh, maybe I'll do it, you try it. Try it yourself in your own business and see what difference it makes. And now, what about this? You need to invest. You need to invest. So if you have got a growing business, you need to acknowledge and understand that the past has been fantastic. So you've built your business and your following on social media, just on your passion and drive and all those existing relationships that you already had, whatever it is. You know, you've had a certain marketing spend, or maybe you haven't. You need to understand that to grow your business, to take your business to the next level, you absolutely have to invest. Invest in your business, and you also have to invest in yourself because you are worth it. I've got to say, it's a myth that you can start your business on $100. Those days are over, unless you are a celebrity, or unless you want to wait 5 years before you actually make a buck. Then forget it. You need to invest in your business to grow your business. You can't keep doing it all on your own. And that brings me to my next idea. This year, if you already feel that you're going down a familiar path, it is successful, but it's not what you really think it should be or what it could be. Talk to experts. Look for external help, or bring experts into your business. You know, people are experts for a reason, and you actually don't have to be everything in your business. I think that that's a really, really critical thing to remember. You don't have to be everything in your business. And frankly, you can't be anyway. So you need to stop pretending. That's a false economy. And that's not going to up-level your business. That's not going to take you into this beautiful next level of revenue, this next level of market share, whatever it might be. That doesn't exist if you keep trying to do everything on your own, or with, you might already have a team and you think that I shouldn't have to bring more and more people on. Well, maybe you need to reassess the team. If you have this feeling that you know that there is more and it's not coming out of your existing team, look to experts for the answer. Also, really, you just got to do it. So don't make any excuses. Don't make any excuses, please. I think this time of year, there are many excuses that people can come up with. And I could do the same, absolutely. Coming off the back of school holidays has been challenging, absolutely. Could I have been doing more work on the holidays? Well, normally I do, but I made a commitment to myself to actually have a break as I move into this next stage of my business. So I'm not going to berate myself for that, but certainly if I'd needed to do more work, I could have. Don't use excuses to stop you from up-leveling your business. You know, you deserve greater success. You absolutely deserve it. Please don't think that you don't. And look, let's just focus a little bit on mindset here, because marketing. Sorry, well, we could talk about mindset too, but I don't want to go on for too long. I'm not going to go through here your basic marketing structure because you already know what you need to be doing for your business. There is your business as usual, social media, advertising, public relations, the basics. So you need to work on those and you need to make sure that they are giving you the results that you need. Become one with the numbers, embrace data when it comes to your marketing. No matter what size your business is, you should have a data-driven marketing function. Just work with that. But what I want to remind you about here is that marketing is all about creating meaningful relationships with your clients, existing clients or potential clients. I'm going to say that again. It's all about creating a relationship with them, a genuine relationship, and that's a two-way dialogue. The world we live in today is so fantastic for this. When I first started out in marketing, two-way communications with your customers and potential customers was something that we dreamt about. You know, unless you were in a space where you're actually having one-on-one conversations with your customers. What I want you to think about is that as a premise for this next question. If you could, what could you do differently in your marketing that would make people stop and take notice of you? Stop and say, wow, what is there that you could do over and above what anyone else in your industry is doing? Anyone else you know, what could you do that would actually break through the clutter? Now, that all sounds a bit cliched, but it is actually that simple. You know, could you be personally calling or even meeting with potential clients rather than just connecting with them by email or on social media? Could you be rewarding existing clients with something that is completely unexpected after they've spent time with you or they've purchased something from you? Could it be adding another level of service that means that they genuinely just are blown away, appreciative of having chosen you to work with? Take a look at your customer journey, at all the customer touch points, and think about how you could improve that experience before they work with you and after they work with you, because marketing is about relationships, and that means it's just as important after you actually have an interaction with your client. Think about collaborations as a way that you can bring something new and different to your potential clients. What I would encourage you to do when you think about your marketing is not to look at competitors within your industry and see what they're doing, because you should already be doing that anyway. That's just business as usual. Think about what they're not doing. Look outside your industry, look outside your market and have a think about what you could bring to the table. What is going to make people stop and think and go, wow, I need to talk to that girl. I really need to talk to that girl. I want to buy that product. That is amazing. I cannot believe that they offer that as well as this. That's really clever marketing. That's really clever marketing. And I just love the way they're talking. I feel like they are talking straight to me because they understand me. They clearly understand me because their messaging is spot on. Reassess everything. Look, the other aspect to think about is your team, and I did mention this briefly before. I'm not going to talk about who you need in your business in terms of roles, because that would vary so greatly depending on what the size of your business is. I want to talk to you about this amazing book that someone recommended to me recently, that as I hold it up here, it's not actually going to work properly, but it's going to be backwards. It's called Rocket Fuel, and it's by Gino Wickman and Mark C. Winters, and it is awesome. So what I want you to think about in your business, whether you are a small business owner or a larger business owner, this is all relevant. So they suggest that people fall into one of two categories, that you are either a visionary or an integrator. The visionary is the person that has the dreams and the thoughts and the big picture thinking and the ideas and provides inspiration and leadership in that way. Often they are entrepreneurs. An integrator is the person who works with that visionary to bring their vision to life. So the integrator has the capacity to introduce the systems, the processes, the people, the teams, the marketing, etc., 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 to bring that visionary's vision to life. And that without one or the other in a business, you can only get to a certain point. So visionary, entrepreneurial visionary can obviously start a business and experience success, but for that business to grow and become sustainable, every visionary needs an integrator. Now, in the experience that I have had, I wholeheartedly agree with this proposition. Work out which one you are. Buy the book. Buy the book. It's amazing. It's life-changing. And when you think about building your team or growing your business, I want you to think about those two roles. If you are already a visionary, if you are that person and you're trying to hang on to everything and control everything in your business, but you know that there is more that you could be doing, and it's actually not working that easily for you anymore, even though it's still very successful, you need an integrator in your life. Now, this could be a partner, this could be someone that's already working for you, or this might be someone that's external to the business. Work out who it is. Work out who can bring your vision to life by introducing all of those things that you haven't been able to do yourself. Brilliant. So when you're thinking about your team and when you're thinking about your year and how you want it to be, think about those two roles and whether or not they're being facilitated properly in your business. Look, I want to emphasize something here. This has been a brainstorm and we've been talking for 30 minutes, so I am going to wrap it up here. You can't do all of this, obviously. What you need to do, as I mentioned previously, is pull the right levers for your business. Pick 2 to 3 main goals that you are going to focus on in this short to medium term. The rest of them that you know you still need to address, plan them out. Plan them out. Put them in the calendar, sit down, create your strategy, and turn that into a plan with actionable and achievable objectives and goals. Don't not do it. Please do it. Plan the rest of it. If mindset is an issue, reframe your thinking. Work with someone to do this if you need to. If you are finding that you can't move out of thinking that you know is holding you back, then do whatever you can to reframe your thinking. Move into a growth mindset. Because having a growth mindset is what is going to take you to the next level. Along with the strategy and the plan and having a growth mindset and all of these other aspects that I've spoken about, you will experience that growth. You have to keep believing in that. Look, there's so much opportunity, and this has been by no means an exhaustive list. Of course, there are so many other things that we could think about. These are some of the things that I work through with my clients. I would just emphasize, pick 2 to 3 main things to focus on for now. And today, while you're still working, or even if for you that means tonight, start to brainstorm this and work out what it is. And when you get up tomorrow morning, take action, take huge action, because it's that action that's going to bring you the results that you'll want and that you clearly are craving in your business right now. Look, you know, of course, that I would absolutely love to work with you on this, taking your business to the next level. As a consultant, I am working with lots of different businesses in lots of different capacities. One of the ways that you can work with me is to book in for my one-day strategic intensive, and we can take 1, 2, or 3 of these aspects and really focus on them for your business specifically. You can go to my website at katemccormack.com.au to see just how that works. Or if you think there's another way that you might like to work with me, then please absolutely get in touch. Just email me, kate@katemccormack.com.au. Thank you so much for being here, because I know it's hard. I know that it can be really hard to actually just make the time, find the time, but you are worth it and your business is worth it. And I appreciate you being here enormously. So my biggest takeout for you today is, please take action, make a plan, and make sure that your mindset is spot on, and your year will be amazing, and I hope that it is. So thank you. See you later.